Hey, how's it going? I just thought I'd come in here and record another episode. Um, I've been kind of had a lot of time on my hands, so I figured you know what the hell, I'll make use of it and get an episode out and I don't know, let's see what we can come up with. Uh, Earlier I did DoorDash, and honestly, I mean, it feels like that felt like that felt like that felt like rideshare all over again, like five times worse almost. And it because it was like I don't know, it was like you picking people up all day, and you don't have anybody sitting in the car. That's one good thing. So don't get me wrong, you don't have anybody sitting in the car. But I don't know, the you get it. It was my first time doing it, so it was like, it was really kind of like, what the hell. You get a order, say okay, you tap it, you go to the restaurant, you pick up the order, you have to press it to say, okay, this is what I'm going to pick up. Then they want you to go to make sure there's a list of stuff. They want you to make sure that it's in there. It's another list of stuff that they want you to say, okay, usually this is missing. Can you get this? Can you get a packet of mild sauce? Can you make sure this is there? Can you make sure this is there? And then the customer, they can, probably rate you on, maybe if there weren't any napkins in the bag, or maybe whatever. And then they got this whole list of instructions, tap when you're on your way to the house. And then when you get there, tap again, and then they got instructions, and I don't know. To me, it just seemed like way too much for a lot less money. So to me, it was just like, this is like really, really not my thing. I came home, so I kept it on the back burner, and then I got home. I got a call from. I applied for a bunch of Amazon jobs because I'm sitting here waiting on the one that I had an interview for, that they hounded me about going to the interview, and it was literally the definition of hurry up and wait. And it's like, what the hell? Called me 3 days in a row to go to an interview. So I get there, I go to the interview. It was just here, fill out this paper, answer a few questions, put your number and your email down, quick walk around, a little bit of a little bit of training, just kind, not even training, just really kind of, a big what not to do, kind of This is what you'll do here. Yada, yada, yada. Just real quick, real, just kind of real broad. And then we go back and sit down and, hey, pass this on to management. And after that, then they will, I put in a good word for everybody. And after that, you hear back in 48 hours. That was last Tuesday. So 48 hours was, you could say that was Friday. So I sent them a follow-up message to the same number that I had that they called me from to do my interview. I did that Monday. So, I didn't hear anything back then. So I said, okay, I'll keep going because, I want to get something else in the pipeline before everything else runs out, because I like I said, I have, I have a couple layers of protection here, but, I want to get something else in the pipeline before all of that runs out. Then, like I said, I got a call from Amazon, but it was Amazon Hub. Amazon Hub, totally different from Amazon Flex. He explained that to me and said, okay, I don't have an LLC, whatever, and that was it. That was it. So, I don't know. I'm kind of waiting on Amazon, regular Amazon, just so I can see, okay, yes, no, we're not going to hire you. We moved on to something else, whatever, send me a letter. I don't really care, and I don't know. And like I said, I'm not saying that Amazon is going to be the greatest job ever. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that it just seems like more freedom and less headache than I was doing at Uber. You're driving a truck, you're delivering packages, it's just you and the packages. You follow street laws, and I'm assuming everything should be okay, but I could be wrong, because like I said, I don't really know. So